Alright, so here we are for the second video of the day. So again, thanks for the content, CSGO. But anyway, if you guys are not aware, CSGO just released another new update. Now, it's not a super major update, but it's definitely going to affect the way you're going to play a majority of the maps in CSGO. It's actually pretty cool, so let's get right into it. Now, first things first, going over the release notes for 6/10/2020, they added a new boost player contrast advanced video setting, which allows you to improve the eligibility of other players in low contrast situations. So basically meaning you can see them a little bit better. Ironically, I have a video about this coming out on Friday, so yeah, subscribe if you want to see that. It definitely is going to be better than the setting they have in game. I already know that. For agents, they adjusted some textures for improved visibility. Now, taking a look at my agents, this is pretty interesting considering I don't think it affects these two red agents that I have at all. Both of these guys don't seem to be affected at all, which is interesting. But if we take a look at this FBI SWAT operator, the color of his jacket has been completely changed to another shade of green. As you guys can see, that's what it looked like on Steam before. This is what it looks like now. And while this is not a major difference, it's awesome that they're finally changing some of the new player models in game to be able to work better with maps so you can't hide in plain sight. So that's pretty cool. For miscellaneous, they adjusted drop C4 collision geometry, fixed danger zone drone pilot camera getting stuck when drone received burn damage, and adjusted Desert Eagle shell eject event for the last bullet fire. Basically the way the bullet exits the gun after it's been fired. For rendering, there's been some minor texture optimizations, which is pretty cool. They're continuing to adjust the game to run best on all computers. And now here is the biggest change to this. As you guys can see, there are many map updates, a lot of little things right here under maps. You can see they've made multiple big changes to Overpass, Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno, Train, and Cache. Now going through these real fast, for Overpass, they removed large Ivy models near bathroom by A site. They removed thin windows by bathroom by A site, removed bicycle by picnic by A long, brightened up connector tunnel, brightened up T-spawn, which you guys can see right here, and they added some nice stone trim. I don't know why they had to put nice in the description, but you know, Valve can do what they want. You guys can see some of these changes on screen right now. It's not a massive difference, but it's a nice little upgrade, especially to make the map more brighter so players are a little bit more visible. For Dust 2, the biggest change here is a flipped B-site doors. As you guys can see by the video here, this completely changes the way you peek into B now. If you're playing CT and you're playing retake on B and you're peeking in there, you can now peek car and firebox first before anything else. Normally you would have to take a more risky move and go around the door. Now you can just straight up look in there. It also gives you more visibility to tunnels and also the boxes right next to tunnels. So that is really cool. On Dust 2, they also simplified the background when looking from B tunnels towards truck and mid, changed fog start distance from 1000 to 512, changed max density from 0.2 to 0.4, but then they also raised the windows by A site ramp to make characters stand out more. This would mean if you're a CT standing on ramp and you're a T player coming from cat, you'll be able to see CT players easier on ramp. For Mirage, as you guys can see here, they removed the trash pile at top of mid, which is actually a pretty big change. It doesn't give too much of an advantage in any way. In fact, it takes away a little bit of an advantage, but it's just interesting to see that they finally removed that. They also trimmed a plant by T-spawn towards apartments, boosted light in market window, fixed silent drop-down bug from B site balcony, and changed the angle of ladder and ladder room. For Inferno, they trimmed Ivy by CT spawn towards A arch and fixed CSM shadow from tower in mid. For Train, they added a new train bumper model with a flat top. Now this is kind of interesting. It basically just allows you to jump up onto a ladder on one of the train cars a lot easier. As you guys can see here, it's literally just a flat piece of metal. I'm pretty sure this is all they changed. There is no massive difference here. I thought it was going to look a bit more different, but I guess not. And it basically is just going to help you jump onto these ladders easier. And last, for Cache, they replaced the ladder to Sniper's Nest with a box. This is really interesting. You guys can see what I mean right here. It's not going to make that big of a difference, but it's definitely going to make it hard to peek more than once from that window if you're playing CT. They cleaned up several important angles, which is a good update. They need to clean up some of these angles on Cache. Added 1v1 arenas, which is cool if you're playing Wingman a lot. Replaced cargo containers with a new model for improved performance. Now, as you guys can see here, this container has changed from about a reddish color to a white color, which is really interesting to see considering white and red, I highly doubt it makes that big of a difference graphically when your computer is trying to render red graphics instead of white graphics. But that's an interesting change to see made. There were visibility improvements to T entrance to A main made. They fixed unwanted / unintuitive wall bangs in mid shed. And then there's also been some subtle color tweaks, various clipping fixes, and optimizations for that map. So that's basically it. That's basically the patch notes or release notes for 6/10/2020. And that's basically what it includes. So yeah, that's basically pretty much it with this update. I wanted to make another video on this considering there are a lot of map changes. This means it's going to change a lot of the way we play these maps. Not every single map has had a major change made, but a lot of these maps have had a lot of little minor differences that will definitely affect how you play each one of them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are new, make sure you guys subscribe and also leave a like on this video if you did like it. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.